All right. So Chrono Odyssey was kind of like a really big disappointment. The beta happened last weekend, yeah, June 20th through the 22nd. And the trailers that they showed off and all of the content that was released before the beta led everyone to believe that the game was in a much more polished state than what we saw in the closed beta recently. Another issue I had was the fact that the creators that actually played in like the early creator program, the beta that they played, I think it was like February. They led us to believe that that version of the game was different than what we were going to experience this time around in this official closed beta. And that was not the case. And maybe there were some differences. I think Canon XO does a really good job about pointing out some of those differences. But overall, the state of the game was very similar. And all of the issues that existed, I'm assuming back in February, were also evident in the closed beta that we played. So, lighting was a mess. The questing was basically non existent. There was very little direction given from like a new player perspective, which is fine to an extent. But the state that the game is in right now, especially being a newer game, I think they could have given you a little bit more direction, especially like guiding you through the different systems in the game. The optimization was absolute garbage. I have a 3080 and I had to drop down to like medium settings just to get a stable frame rate. And we're talking barely reaching above 60. I understand a 3080 may not be like the most powerful graphics card out there, but it runs everything else that I play at 1440p pretty well. And, I was hyped. The trailers showed absolutely beautiful, crisp environments, environmental effects, and those effects were evident during the beta, but it was just like really, really weird thunderstorm lighting going on that was just not reminiscent of what we saw in the trailers or even in the gameplay footage that, they were showing officially. So I think we were all kind of misled. A lot of the information that came out before the closed beta from some of the creators may not have been like as truthful or maybe as grounded in the reality of the state that the game is in. And I don't think Chrono Odyssey should release in 2025.